Recently, with a bunch of tech layoffs going on and the market really declining, is getting into computer science really worth it in 2023? So I think this is a question probably a lot of computer science, maybe computer science students are asking themselves, or people who are thinking about getting into computer science, especially recently with the news of layoffs from a lot of these different big tech companies. So I do think that's an important question to ask yourself, and I'll be going into that in this video. So just so you know, currently I'm working as a software engineer. I graduated with my computer science degree about a year ago, and I personally am really happy that I went to school for computer science, so I might be a little bit biased, but I'll go over some things that I think are useful before you just jump into this computer science degree. So the first thing I would really think about is why you want to get into computer science. I think this is a good question just to ask yourself. So this could be a whole bunch of different reasons. Maybe it's because you like building things from the ground up, you like working on a project for an amount of time, building it out, creating new features for it, and coming up with stuff like that. Maybe you like the problem-solving aspect of computer science, really thinking through a problem and solving it, and you get a sense of like accomplishment after you've solved it. Or maybe you just like the flexibility that computer science jobs can have. So this could be like working from home, flexible working hours, or something like that. I think these are all valid reasons, but for me personally, I would really write down your top 3 reasons and just really think on those. If it's not the ones I mentioned, really think, is the computer science degree going to fit into those? And if you have any questions about something in particular, you can leave a comment down below and I'll try to get to it. Overall though, I wouldn't really worry about the market right now. There is layoffs going on, but there's still a lot of computer science jobs out there. Also, with a computer science degree, you can get a lot more than just software engineering jobs. There's also project manager roles, other technical roles, consulting roles. It really is a decently flexible degree. And I feel like it does give you a good starting point to jump into other things later on if you decide, software engineering isn't for me, or if that's just not what you want to get into to begin with. Now, if you are still interested in computer science and you've thought this through pretty decently, you feel like it's a good fit for you, one thing I would really recommend is to create a personal project. Now, this can be extremely small. This could be a school project you work on. This could be a really small project to get your feet wet into coding if you haven't coded before. Just something to get you a little bit accustomed to programming and the process around it. That way you can see if it's a right fit for you. Computer science and programming can seem a little daunting at first, but I think just taking small steps to build on your knowledge can really help a lot and make the process overall a whole lot more approachable. The next thing I would do to really figure out if coding is right for you is to take a coding class as soon as possible. So this could be a whole bunch of things. I would recommend like a high school class or college class if you can. Otherwise, you can do like an online class. There's plenty of online classes out there. Or if you want to go self-taught, you could just follow a YouTube video. If you do the YouTube route, I would highly recommend having a good regimen around the process. That way you can structure it more like a class. That way it's not you just following a tutorial and stuff, but really learning and making sure you're able to actually learn something from it and maybe at the end build a project or something like that. The reason I recommend a class though is because it really gets your feet wet into coding, and I feel like you can really get a good idea if you feel like this is a good fit for you just from taking one class. I see some people wait in college to take a coding class till later and then find out they didn't like coding, and then maybe they wasted some classes earlier on where they could have just taken a coding class at the beginning and then learned they didn't really like coding and maybe found something else that they enjoyed more. Alternatively, maybe you really like coding and you take it right off the bat and you're like, wow, this is great. I feel like it can also give you a lot of motivation to be like, hey, I want to sign up for another coding class, and a lot of motivation around either school or whatever other way you're trying to learn coding. I feel like that motivation can really help you too, because coding can be stressful sometimes. Computer science can be stressful. If you're going to college, it can be super stressful. Coding boot camps, I've heard, are super stressful as well. So I feel like it is really important to maintain a good motivation. That being said, these are just my tips from someone who went to a 4-year university studying computer science. I still have a lot to learn myself, but I do think these steps would have helped me learn that I liked computer science earlier on. So hopefully they can help you too. If you have any tips for other people, definitely leave them down in the comments below. And if you like this video, be sure to leave a thumbs up. It does help out a lot. And also feel free to subscribe if you like tech or coding related videos, because I'll be doing a lot more of those. And yeah, I appreciate you guys watching and hope you have a good one. Peace.